fence. I see him now as he was then. Taking slow steps away from me, thinking. Smoking a cigar, maybe, but most definitely his mind working towards something. Something possibly great, absorbed through sights, smells, and sounds. Dressed in tidy wool and pants, he saunters on, his hands behind his back so wonderfully placed. In his mind I imagine question, in and out of reality, thinking. His wife, his sister, friend, or daughter, quietly anticipating his arrival at Dove Cottage, hopeful for his return. But in this moment he is working, thinking.
Over 2,000 years ago, a young man in the Roman army stood right where I am standing. Do we share the same anxiety for the future? Did I choose the right path for life? How much of a choice did we have to take this path? Was it mere circumstance which forced these decisions? Where is my next meal coming from? Did he find the land surrounding the wall as beautiful as I do? Or to him was it just a vast untamed wilderness, teeming with danger and the unknown? Also, I wonder if he ever thought of the people who stood in the same place before him. This thread of thinking takes me home to realize how new written history is to my small part of the world. We really only know what was going on in the West for the past 150-some years, and then a sketchy version for the last 400. What civilizations were born and buried where I call home? Someday we may know, but I fear this information is lost to time and never to resurface. To have a piece of history survive, like the wall has, is a monument to time, but more importantly, it is a monument to youth. The old and sick did not make the wall, nor did they fight to uphold its boundaries. It was the young who made the might of Rome great. It is them that I think about. What is in store for the youth of today?
Here in the Lake District, I feel more at home than I have while we've been traveling. My grandparents live by Grangeville, and I live in the Treasure Valley, so I get a great mix of nature traveling between the two. The water briskly rushing by my sides cools me down and calms me down to think. I then noticed how cold the water was as I dipped my fingers in the icy rush of water. It immediately hit me like a brick. A lot colder than the creek by my house at home. The rush of the river put me in a daze. I was jerked back to reality by the chirping birds and the annoying lambs running by me. The only sounds I heard were the chirping of the birds, the calling of the lambs to their mothers, and the calm rush of the creek. Looking upon distant hills, I could barely make out the shapes of sheep. I felt completely alone with nature, yet surprisingly I was not lonely. The sun kept me warm, the moss comforted me, and the creek entertained me. For the first time in a while, I felt relaxed. Nowhere to be, no one to please, and no one to follow. I was free to dwell on nature and my own thoughts. Again, a noise snapped my attention away from my writing, ducks flying overhead, another reminder of home. But not really my parents' home, the home belonging to that of my grandparents. The green mountains here seem as if they were directly transplanted from there. The sheep and the stone walls set these hills apart from those in Idaho. From moving from the city to the countryside, made me realize how lucky I am. In a matter of a week, I got to see city life and retreat back to my comfortable environment in the country. Seeing the hills, sheep, waterfalls, and trees really put me at ease. I hadn't realized I was on the edge the entire time until I was fully relaxed out here.
The shadows of the night as I get home. Glancing left and right, I see that I am all alone. But once I start to head inside, I don't look around. My habit of escaping before I even hear a sound.